Something about that moment felt different the second it happened. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. It was just a line, tossed across the studio floor with a grin, Bradley Walsh telling the newest chaser, Darragh Ennis, that he'd give him a hard time. A throwaway comment, on paper. But if you've watched Bradley Walsh long enough, you know he doesn't do throwaway. Every joke he makes on air carries a little bit of intention behind it, and viewers picked up on that instantly. Because here's the thing about The Chase, it isn't just a quiz show. It's a family. And every time a new face joins that famous line of chasers, there's an unspoken initiation that has to happen. Bradley's line wasn't really a threat. It was a welcome, dressed up as one. Many viewers noticed that same warmth underneath the teasing, the kind of affection you only give someone you actually respect enough to wind up. Darragh Ennis's arrival was always going to be watched closely. Stepping into a group that already included Mark Labbett and Hegarty, Sean Wallace, and Jenny Ryan isn't just joining a cast, it's stepping into a dynamic that viewers had already spent years falling in love with. So when Bradley turned to him with that half smile and promised him a hard time, it wasn't just banter for banter's sake. It felt like a passing of something. A test, maybe. Or a welcome mat with a bit of grit woven into it. What made the moment resonate wasn't the words themselves, it was everything happening around them. The slight pause before Darragh reacted. The way the studio seemed to hold its breath for half a second, waiting to see how the newcomer would respond to being gently roasted by a national treasure. Some people watching felt that tension almost physically, the way you do when you're not sure if a joke is going to land or fall flat on live television. And then it landed. Darragh took it in stride, and that's really the detail worth sitting with. It almost seemed as though that single exchange told viewers everything they needed to know about whether he'd fit in. Television moments like that rarely get discussed as a big story the next day, but they linger. They shape how an audience feels about someone long before that person has proven themselves through the actual quiz. There's a particular kind of chemistry that only shows up on shows that have been running for years, and The Chase has built exactly that kind of chemistry with its audience. Bradley Walsh has spent over a decade perfecting the art of the friendly jab, the eyebrow raise, the comic timing, the way he can make a compliment sound like an insult and an insult sound like a compliment. So when he turns that same energy toward a newcomer, it isn't cruelty. It's initiation. It's Bradley saying, without saying it directly, "You're one of us now." Viewers online interpreted the exchange as exactly that, a rite of passage, not a warning. Some audiences began wondering whether this playful dynamic between Bradley and Darragh might become a recurring bit, the kind of running joke that ends up defining a chaser's early years on the show the way it has for others before him. While nothing has been confirmed about how their on-screen relationship will evolve, the early signs already feel promising, and that alone was enough to get people talking. It's a small moment in the grand scheme of daytime television. A few seconds of banter that most casual viewers might scroll straight past. But for the people who watch Good Morning Britain and The Chase with real affection, these are the moments that matter most. The tiny, human exchanges that remind you the people on your screen actually like each other, actually enjoy the work, and actually mean it when they tease. Maybe what stayed with viewers wasn't just what was said, but everything that seemed to exist between the words, the history in Bradley's tone, the quiet confidence in Darragh's response, the sense that something new was quietly, comfortably beginning. And perhaps that's why moments like this continue to spark conversation long after the cameras stop rolling. So tell us, did you catch that exchange live, and what did it make you feel about Darragh's place in the Chaser lineup?